Continuing our series of national development programs by Policy Times and Unleashing India, here is another very important episode on the urgent changes needed in the political systems to keep the country together and progress to go forward. Now, this is a very pertinent topic, especially in today's situation. Now, we all know that India became independent and republic almost about 70 years back. And it has taken much of its policies, even though they were totally rewritten, from the British Empire. Now, let us understand what is the thing which was done correct at one stage and what is the thing which needs to be changes. Whenever it was done correctly, in right earnest, and in the right perspective, because we were getting independence almost after 200 years of British rule and almost after 900 years of foreign rule. Now, when we became independent, we need a base. So we started with the base which was given. Now, what was the base which was given? The base was given by a system which had totally collapsed. British system, which in 1920 was ruling almost 72 countries, almost 50% of the world, had collapsed to almost zero in 1950. In almost 50 years, there was a collapse of the British Empire from the world. Today, we had to take something, so we have taken. So we could not have done anything wrong at the time. But today, there's a great change required in the systems that we are following. Because in our political system, our needs have to be taken, not the way British had formulated for their own conditions. India being a country with 1.35 billion people, it has a huge range of opportunities and problems. And a political system has to be dynamic enough to take care of all the aspects of the needs of the people, the needs of the politicians, the deliverables by politicians, and the deliverables by them to the public at large. Today, however sincere you are as a politician, there are a lot, the word itself, politics, is a word which nobody likes, including a politician. Including a politician has become a low-level terminology, and politicians themselves laugh at political wordings. This should change. Political and politicians should be an highly respected people and should command a huge amount of respect and should be there as India's face to the world and India's face to its own future and prosperity. No educated person or uneducated person wants to wantingly go in politics, which is not correct. Okay. What is the reason for it? Today, when we see the Indian requirements, India has got 29 states, union territories, and there are a lot of requirements in right till the village level, Zilla Parishad level, and the numbers are mind-blowing type of numbers we got, which is required. Now, when these are required, there is a requirement of the rules. Today, most of the rules pertain to only, a political fight, which is like a street fight, which goes on. And then once results come, then, it is all free for all. There's a big, even the best of the friends become worst of the enemies. So much so that, every enemy is described as, every enemy, political enemy is described as a country's enemy, which is not to be done. And this is because we have taken a system which had divided us. If any of the British policies had always been divided. So they indirectly, even after 70 years, have divided our two political parties to be one against the other. Each person is on other person's neck. So we feel that this whole system needs to be changed, and it can be changed without much differences. It should be changed, of course, through a parliament and election commission. It has to be said that after the political, there should be, as far as possible, single election in 5 years. In very, very big exception, even the exception should be very limited. 1 or 2 elections could be held. Second, each state should be represented in the other states, including a representation for the overseas Indians who are playing a very big role for India's growth. They should not be left apart. They should have their own representation in each state and the country at large. And then come some other most important things of what should be done. Once the election is over, for the next 5 years of ruling, except for 3 months before the next election, there has to be post and position for all concerned. It should not be, the winner takes it all, cannot be done in political system. In political system, two things are there. One is like a sportsman, they should fight and they should shake hands at the end of the day. Because both will be there, at least winners of all parties should have some post, some position, some way forward, and with the rule book which is written. Because of today's media, everybody should not pass anything to the media which is not to be passed. Then once this type of a, because politicians, they're not taking care, there would always be a feeling that, yes, this is not mine, this is somebody else. So anything which India progress, India, it is all the country ruling. If any state ruled by somebody else is doing something good, the other party feels this is not India. If Indian government does something, whichever the ruling party, it is taken as if they are there. India is growing because of Indian people. India is not growing because of politicians who are ruling. So that should be the first criteria based on which the politicians should make their presence felt for India's growth and contribute to India's growth. So with this a small suggestion, we want to ensure that some beginning is done to see that we come out of this British legacy system oriented, which was, again, I repeat, correct at the right time. Today, we need to change. Today, politicians cannot afford to be a street fight. The parliament should not become a street fight system. Parliament should be a system of sophistication. Parliamentarians should be part of the people, and they should command respect, not demand respect. People should have highest positioning, highest level of respect for them, which will come once these are all avoided and these are taken the right way, in the right spirit. We will have more such things coming in picture. This is the beginning for this particular system of bringing our Indian political system into a system of growth, system which will ensure that it has huge respect from the world, from Indians abroad, from outside people abroad. Thank you.